Good morning. Thank you for being here, and welcome to WSU Tech and the National Center for Aviation Training. I am Sherry Utash, and it is my privilege to serve as the president of WSU Tech. So we want to take a few minutes today to talk a little bit about certainly what's going on in our community and the things that are happening as a result of the MAX lack of production going on right now. And we want to take this time to emphasize the Air Capital Commitment Team, of which several people are here this morning that are part of that team. And this morning is going to focus a little bit on some of the actions that are coming out of the Air Capital Commitment Team. So one of those is what we're doing at WSU Tech. We are a dedicated partner to this community. We're a dedicated partner to Spirit Aerosystems, to our supply chain, the supply chain that underlies one of the largest supply chains in the world in aviation that lives right here in Wichita. And we're extremely partnered with the people that are being affected. Many of those that are being laid off due to this production issue have been former students here and have gone through our pipeline in order to go to work at Spirit and the supply chain. So we came together and said we want to put no financial burden on these affected workers from Spirit or the supply chain. And we don't want to put any financial burdens on companies or on these individuals. So I am excited to announce today that WSU Tech has created an opportunity for all affected laid-off workers in our area, in our region, and those will receive a Wichita Promise Scholarship. We have created 16 options of short-term certification training in all different areas of manufacturing and aviation. And those classes will start in mid-March. They are short 6 to 8 week classes. They're half-day schedules, and they stack and build towards an Associate of Applied Science degree in aerospace manufacturing. They are really aimed at helping those that are laid off to upskill, reskill, or finish their degree. And what we're saying is that as you have this period of time, take advantage of this scholarship opportunity so that you can continue to build your skill set, build your certifications, build those credentials so that you are, when you return back to the world of work, you will have extra tools, you'll have extra skills, you'll have extra certifications that will make you more valuable to that workplace. And so that's really what today is about, is talking about what we're doing to try to be very personal in helping the people that are being affected by this. And so with that, I have several people that are going to make comments. And so the first person I'd like to introduce to bring to the podium is the chair of the Sedgwick County Commission, Mr. Pete Meitzner.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for being here. There I also have a fellow commissioner, Jim Howell, who's joined us on behalf of the Sedgwick County Commission. For those of you that know me, I tend to go off script, but and throw in some things here and there. But this is so important for our community and for these workers that it's serious, it's important, and what Sherry has done and her staff is incredible to be flexible in helping this fast. So on behalf of the Sedgwick County Commission, we want to thank the Air Capital Commitment Group, all of them coming together for supporting those affected by these recent layoffs. We will continue to work together, and we need to maintain our optimism. We have a shared history as an indicator that our community will recover and we will continue to prosper. This state-of-the-art facility that you're in serves as a shining example of our community's commitment to innovate and resolve. It was just a few years ago when our community was faced with threats to the bedrock aviation industry of our region. Sedgwick County and the community responded. we built this top-notch training facility that would help us meet the needs of our aviation companies at that time and in the future. Business and communities succeed or fail based on the talent of the workforce, as we know. And we wanted to maintain our status as a global leader in the aerospace manufacturing industry. So we responded to business leaders who shared the need for responsive, flexible, world-class training and created NCAT, National Center for Aviation Training. So we come together today, and our collective investment is paying off as we were able to support our aerospace industry with world-class technical education through WSU Tech. Today we are facing the ultimate test of that flexibility. From ramping up just a few in the last year, ramping up production, to now the suspension of the same production that we're ramping up for. So thanks to Sherry and their team to be flexible to ramp up and now flexible to adjust and accommodate those that are in need. So this scholarship opportunity to all the laid off aviation workers is a tremendous commitment to former students and workers affected by the recent layoffs. Thank you, Dr. Sherry, Utash, and your team. Many of them are here. They're a great team for what you're doing. WSU Tech should be proud that they are one of the reasons why we have some of the best workers in the world. And ironically, I serve on the WSU Tech board, and so I express my gratitude to all who have invested in the future of our workers. I get to see up close as a board member the important work that's done at WSU Tech on behalf of our current and future workforce in aviation industry, and I am always incredibly impressed, as well as the rest of our WSU Tech board members. So with that, thank you for letting me say a few words.
Next, I'd like to invite to the podium Wichita's Mayor, Branden Whipple.
Good morning, and I'd also like to thank everyone for being here. As you all know, Wichita's greatest assets is not aviation, it's our people. And in times of crisis, we come together to help our neighbors who are affected by the layoffs. Our partners at the national, the state, the local levels of government, our business partners, our not-for-profit community, and our higher education institutions know that we're in this together, and this is another example of our community coming together to provide opportunities to those who are affected by the economic changes. Some people will see this as a transformational moment to either go back to school and get more credentialing, or even to switch careers. So they would be better positioned to take advantage of economic opportunities in the future. And because of that, I'd like to thank Dr. Utash and her staff here at WSU Tech for making this possible, to making it a real option for people to go back to school and to get more prepared for changes, because as our community recovers, we want to make sure that our workers know that they can stay right here in Wichita, that they can get jobs here, and that their family is well taken care of. So with that, I just wanted to be short and sweet. Thank you so much, Dr. Utash, for this. And just please, to those who are sitting at home and worried about what the next month might look like, please take advantage of all the opportunities you have. Please make sure that you check out some of these short-term programs here at WSU Tech, that you go to the website, you check out some of the jobs that are being offered, and make sure this time is used wisely so you're in a better position in the future. Thank you.
Next, I would invite Keith Loin, who is the president and CEO of Workforce Alliance of South Central Kansas, and certainly a vital partner of Air Capital Commitment.
Good morning, everybody. Very happy to be here today. One of the things that I want to emphasize is what you're seeing today and what's happened the last couple weeks is not necessarily a new strategy, but it is a recognition and it's an implementation of conversations we've been having for a long time. We know skills drive the economy. And certainly here in South Central Kansas with the aviation industry, skills are at a premium. And what Dr. Utash and WSU Tech are doing right now, it is exactly what we need to do to remain economically viable, not only from a company standpoint, but an individual standpoint. It's the stackable credentials. It's the skill sets needed for business and industry. And so what we're announcing today, and I'm so pleased to be part of it, is an example of that. And as we think about the air capital commitment, this too is not anything that was necessarily created initially, but it's part of what we've been doing for several years now. So some of the partners that we have involved in this, and I really want to thank Chairman Meitzner and Mayor Whipple, certainly from the city of Wichita and Sedgwick County, but it is a group that came together when we first got the news about Spirit, and it included the Greater Wichita Partnership. It included the United Way of the Plains, the Wichita Community Foundation. It included our state partners from the Department of Commerce, Department of Labor. Governor Kelly has designated Secretary Garcia from the Department of Labor to take the lead on coordinating state resources. We've seen great support from them as we've gone through this. We also have WSU, Wichita State University, NIAR. This is why that we created the affiliation, just so we can be ready as a community to address these situations. So again, the Workforce Alliance is very proud to be part of this, and we know that the training that is being offered here at WSU Tech is at a premium. When we did the outplacement meetings for the workers being laid off from Spirit, of the over 900 surveys that we got back, over 2/3 of those individuals indicated an interest in getting training. These are the folks who are in the plants, who are on the shop floors, and they understand how important skills are and the need for skills. So we're prepared to weather this storm that we have. We're going to continue to grow this economy. And again, like I said, skills do drive the economy, and this is a fantastic example. And what I'm really pleased is that we're about to hear from an individual that really embodies this. And this is truly why we're here. So again, it's my pleasure, and Dr. Utash, thank you to your team for helping make this happen.
So at this time, it is really my distinct pleasure and honor to introduce a young man who moved here from the state of Mississippi with his brother and his mother in a program that we were running in conjunction with the Wichita Community Foundation. We called it the Wichita Promise Move program. And it was at a time that we were really ramping up, and he and his family came here to change their lives and to begin a career in aviation. He is a recent WSU Tech graduate, and he has been impacted by the recent layoff, and he's agreed to come here today and share a little bit of his story and his next steps. So, Robert.
Hello, my name is Robert Talley, and I'm just add to what she mentioned. I was coming out of Mississippi, going through a hard time, me and my family, and I wasn't sure what my future looked like. So my brother introduced me to a scholarship opportunity at WSU Tech, and that really sparked a light for me where I can have some direction. And we took a chance on it. We came together as a family, we made a commitment, and next you know, we came here. We graduated, and life was good. I see this as a very unfortunate event with Spirit, but I'm very grateful how the community came together to, take care of people affected by this program. That means a lot from someone who, when you go through hard times, you know how rough it is trying to get back on your feet. And they made this process real streamlined, easy, simple, and Spirit really helped us out as far as providing resources, as well as WSU Tech. And before I found out when I was going to get laid off, I wasn't sure how anything was going to turn out. I didn't have enough information. I didn't know anything at the time. We were just flowing, doing our jobs, and then I got a notice on that, and Ashley reached out to me. And during these times, it's very scary because you don't know what's ahead of you. But Ashley reached out to me, and she was checking on us to see how things were going. At the time, we didn't know. And then we found out, and then I found out about this program. I found this the perfect opportunity to add to my skill sets and, weather this storm. I know storm passes because I've been there before, and we just got to focus on the future because it's going to pass. And I'm confident in everything that's going on right now that things going to turn out for the best. I just want to add to my skill sets. I'm interested in electronics technology. I believe that's going to add some real value to me personally and anybody that's interested in the programs here. I can't tell you enough how much love I feel from this program, from WSU Tech, the community. To me, this is the best place in the world for me to be right now. I just feel the love all the time. So I'm thankful, and that's all I got right now.
So I'd like to thank all of you for making comments this morning. I'd like to thank all the press for being here. But before we quit, before we stop, I just want to take a moment to reemphasize the fact that the 737 MAX grounding is a unique time for our community. This has never happened in the history of aviation. It's not a national recession. There's 7.4 million unfilled jobs across the United States. This is not an industry recession. This is simply a very unique situation of which our community is being affected. We also know that every single individual has a Robert Talley story. Every single person that is in that 2,800 person layoff from Spirit, in addition to our beloved and so important supply chain. Every single person has a unique story. So I think on behalf of the Air Capital Commitment Committee and from WSU Tech, we want to take each of those individuals and work with you on what works for you and your situation and your family. And we want to provide every opportunity we can for you to stay in Wichita and ride the storm out, because there is strength on the other side of this. So if in some way each of us are trying to plug in this Air Capital commitment of how we can do that. And so for us, it is the opportunity to upskill, to reskill, to finish a degree, and to provide a scholarship opportunity. It's tough. I mean, my husband works at Spirit. I get it. It's tough. It is a hard time. But I do promise you, this community is behind every single one of these 2,800 plus people. So let us help you and let us celebrate together when we get through the end of this storm. So come to WSU Tech, talk to our people, take this opportunity to sharpen the saw, and know that we're going to come out, all of us, everyone, including Spirit and all of our supply chains, a much stronger and better community and workforce than we were when this happened. We've just got to hold on to that, and we got to know that there's hope on the other side of this, and I truly believe there is. So with that, I would just conclude, and thank you all for being here today, and I'm sure any of us would be happy to take any questions that you might have. I hope we run out of money and I got to go find more. How much do you have now? I have enough to start a good, it's early, right? It's early. We've just put this in. I believe we have 11 to 15 in the pipeline. Just we'll serve as many as we need to. That's the commitment we'll make. No, we have 11 to 15 individuals in the pipeline right now, so far. That'd be a great problem to have. Look at my staff up here. That'd be a great problem to have. You know, we don't know, and when we put this together, we don't know how many people will take advantage of this situation. We just know that it is an opportunity, and hopefully it's something that holds people to Wichita, and we don't have an out-migration of great talent and great people.
And let me add to that. One of the beauties about this partnership is we can leverage resources and align services. So the Workforce Alliance has some training funds that will be put towards, combined with the scholarships for those interested in training. We're actually looking to apply for some additional funds. We're going to be reaching out to the congressional delegation. They've been part of the air capital commitment, Congressman Estes, Senator Roberts, Senator Moran. But the other side of it, too, is we still have a very vibrant economy. There are job seekers or job openings right now. So a lot of the laid off workers that, not just from Spirit, but from other companies, they're finding jobs. We had a job fair this week. Over 200 people showed up. Last week, over 600 people showed up. Businesses are calling because of, like Mayor said, we've got a great workforce here, and that's very apparent. So we do want as many people as possible to take advantage, to get upskilled, to get some training, and we're confident that we'll have the resources available for those who are seeking those opportunities.
And I'll just add to that, where yesterday I was fortunate enough to attend one of the job fairs and to talk about to the people about who ran it about the different opportunities. We had so many jobs available when this started, and now we're seeing other companies who are looking to hire because our talent pool, there's more people looking for work as well. So, there's reason to believe that there's even more opportunity now. And the important thing is that this isn't a one-size-fits-all solution where we will have people who will go and look for a job to get them through until the max gets back online. We're going to have some other people who will look to change careers that thought, I liked working at Spirit, but I really want to go back and be a teacher. So they might go to a WSU or Friends University or Newman University and get their teaching degree. And then we have people who will take advantage of this program, have a chance to build on top of the credential that they might already have so that they can be even more marketable in the aerospace industry. So one of the great things about Wichita is that we have all of these different resources and that they're all coming together to formulate what could be individualized paths for different people depending on their own personal goals and their own situations. And that's the goal here, is that this might not be for everyone, but Keith might have something for you if coming to WSU Tech isn't in your future goals. So we want to just make sure that people know that we're doing our best, but also we would ask you to look at these options, to really take that time to check out the website and to see everything that's out there.
And let me just add a quick one, is that in the last couple of weeks, I have two friends that own small and mid-sized companies, and both manufacturing, and one is actually aviation related, one is not. So I just, out of curiosity, so have you been impacted by the recent news at Spirit? And the one in the aviation says, no, not at all. I still have, if I didn't do any max work, so I've still got 7 openings I'm trying to fill. The other person said, well, absolutely not. I don't do aviation at all. I've still got 12 openings. I'll take anybody I can to fill his manufacturing job. So what they've said is very true. Our community does have some good jobs, even if it's temporary until Spirit ramps back up. So it's my observation.
So it really goes back to that individualizing for each of those people, what is the best pathway for them. And we're providing this. There's everybody's kind of joining together. I think the thing that we really have to just keep top of mind is we want to retain this talent in this city. Well, right now, it's Spirit and anybody in the supply chain that's been affected by the 737 MAX production decrease. Their layoffs were more in the engineering area, so that would not be anything that we would be training for.
Are you still providing the Wichita Promise Move scholarships?
No, we did that last year. We had 100 people go through that. We did it in collaboration with the Wichita Community Foundation. Most of those finished and are at work in Wichita. If they have been affected by this situation, we're inviting them to come back in.
And just to clarify, Mr. Tully, were you at Spirit or?
Yes, ma'am.
So the way the Wichita Promise works, when we were in the ramp-up time of putting people to work, we had a Wichita Promise, we had this same scholarship program. And it is a last dollar scholarship program, so we have students fill out their federal financial aid. If they're eligible for any kind of federal financial aid, that goes first. Then the scholarship picks up the rest. And then it's the short-term training, it's the career coaching, it's helping with resume writing, it's helping with mock interviewing skills, and then setting up interviews for those that are complete. If they're eligible for a Pell Grant, which is, yeah. If they're not eligible for a Pell Grant, then we pick up the entire amount. We're trying to not put a financial burden on anybody through this.
Doctor, can you talk about, I'll talk about it, but you're the expert on it, so correct me. When you're filling out your FAFSA, which is the application to get federal aid, if there is good to get a microphone so you can correct me. There is a way in which you can have the projection of what financial aid you qualify for based on your current economic situation, not on last year's taxes. So that's very important for people who think they might not qualify for a Pell Grant. And a Pell Grant is significant. It's a little less than $5,000 a year. And Sherry's going to make sure I got my numbers right. But I just want to stress that your financial aid application can be based off you being laid off now, your current situation, not off your tax situation. So if you think that you might not qualify for this, it's something you might qualify for. You should come down here and talk to WSU Tech if you're interested in this program. And Dr. Wichitas, if you could confirm or...
So there is a part of your federal financial aid, if you're in this type of a situation, and I'm kind of scanning the room, I believe it's called a professional judgment. So you definitely want, so people that are interested in this want to make sure that they're checking the box of professional judgment, because what that does is it looks at their unique situation at this point in time, which could certainly affect the fact of whether they would be eligible for a Pell Grant versus a student loan. We do not want to put loan debt on anybody. We want to encourage, hopefully, getting some kind of Pell Grant funding, plus then we come in on the backside of that. It can. Yes. Yeah. That's really why we're inviting people that are interested to come in and just talk one-on-one with our counselors and advisors, and they can help them walk through this situation, along with Workforce Alliance, who they have all had an exposure to at this point in time too, and certainly they can be a help too. Great question. I'm really happy to say overall enrollment at our college is up this spring, even though we're dealing with all of this. But I do think we just have to always remember this is such a unique situation. This particular situation, if this is ever, there's been many people's lifetime and many centuries of work in aviation, and nothing like this has ever happened. Hopefully, we'll never see something like this again. And if you really think about the world of aviation, it has a very, very bright future. This is a critical and kind of a crucial and a very individually painful blip on the radar. But beyond this, there's a great backlog, and there's a lot of people that are, continuing to build and to work, and we are a nation of makers and fixers, and that's not going to change. So the main thing is to try to retain people here, upskill them, get them a different job, keep them as part of our community so that they can go back to work when that time comes. But the aviation industry outlook is extremely good. No one should shy from that.
Other questions?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all coming this morning. If you do have questions for our guests individually, they'll hang around for just a few minutes. If you'd like a campus tour, we'd be happy to give you one of those too. So just see one of our lovely staff members if you'd like to take a tour of campus, and thank you all for coming.